Okay, we return now to the unfolding emergency in Los Angeles as wildfires continue to burn across the county. The Pacific Palisades Presbyterian Church was sadly lost in the Palisades fire, and its pastor, Reverend Matthew Hardin, joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us about your experience? How did this unfold for you?
It was very quick. It was a normal Tuesday morning. I was in a meeting, and the director of our preschool came and got me and said, "We need to go." Our church has a preschool of about 60 children in it, and so as soon as I came out of the meeting, I could see the flames coming over the hills towards us. So our first job was to get the children reunited with their parents, and so once we successfully did that, told all of our teachers and all of our church staff to evacuate, to get out. And I ran on foot to the local elementary school to get my two children. And my wife met me at the church, and we hopped in the car and we left. We had no time to go to our home or anything. We're all safe. We're all well. Everyone in our church family is safe. Our preschool family, they're safe. But we've all lost so much.
How did you find out that the church had been burned?
Media reports, news reports. There were also a few neighbors who stayed behind, and they were able to take some photos and some videos of our church throughout the evening on Tuesday evening, the 7th. And sometime that night, we know it caught fire, and by the next morning, it was gone. It was just a skeleton, essentially.
How are you feeling, and how's your community?
I'm feeling 100 different things at once, honestly. Hour to hour, it's different. I just, before coming on with you, received word that there was a flare-up near our home, which until now has survived. And so that, of course, raised the anxiety level. It's still very much an active situation here in LA. There's a number of different fires going, and so a number of our church members I've already found out that their home is gone, and others are still, hoping and praying. And so it's still a very intense time for us. We're all very raw, and yet at the same time, we're finding ways to come together and to lean on each other, and that makes an incredible difference. We're praying with one another. We had our first gathering Sunday afternoon at a sister church here in town, and a lot of hugs, a lot of tears, and prayer, and a time for us to remember that we're still here, we're still alive, and God is still with us, and we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going every day.
We've seen some incredible vision of communities coming together to donate goods and to take those supplies to the people who need it. That must give you some hope for what's to come and for the future.
Absolutely. It's you feel an overwhelming sense of loss and pain, and then at the same time you feel an overwhelming sense of love and hope because of what the community and what people and strangers and individuals and organizations and church all over the world reaching out with offers of support and encouragement. So it's both at the same time. And as I've told our people, I don't know what the future is, but I do know there is a future, and I do know that we will get there through the support and kindness and love and prayers of people we know, and by God's grace.
What's the first step in this rebuild for you and for your community?
The first step right now is making sure our church members, families, and friends have the basics that they need. So meals and clothing, money, a place to live, at least temporarily. That's our job right now. We're putting our people in touch with people who are making these offers, and with different assistance programs and aid relief programs. So that's our first job right now, is making sure that people have what they need to get through. We will be talking about rebuilding and all of those kind of steps later. But right now, I want to make sure that our people feel supported first, and our families, our children especially, have been just so impacted by this. All of the schools in town have been burned down. Our teachers' homes have been burned down, and so giving them support, helping them feel connected, setting up play dates, setting up ways that we can help them feel some normalcy through this. That's our focus right now.
Reverend Matthew Hardin, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us this morning, and we're so sorry for what you're going through, but all our thoughts are with you and the LA community.
And thank you for having me, and thank you for your thoughts and support. It means a lot.